Hello guys. Just give me a sec. Yeah. Alright. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. The community manager, no, the graphical content manager will be joining us soon. No, max gear is level 7. I just use level 5 for testing purposes, I guess. I also added this today. You can now click in your inventory to open these menus. I will be adding more menus later on, but so just for like testing, I guess. Level 35. Yes, maybe soon community manager enter. Who knows? How far is the equipment plugin? Oh, well, equipment list. You can now get like almost every item level 7 except the Expo, I think. I'm just gonna put this a little less. Okay. I will fix inventory crafting for another way, I guess. It's just that the time you have to spend less on typing the commands than actually crafting something will be more efficient. So there will be a /craft thing where you can click on here, like a workbench, so you can still craft stuff in your inventory. I also changed the reinforce system. Well, this week we actually had a lot of time to recode the whole plugin because it was getting quite messy and stuff. So we had to recode the whole thing to actually make it so that you don't lose levels and stuff when you join, or that people join without actual stats so they can abuse it and stuff. Well, we don't want that, so we changed it. But that's, well, mostly the thing what we have been doing this week. but I also added some little things like this, and I also changed the reinforced. Normally it was like, I think, a fixed amount of health. Now it's basically 10% for each reinforced level you have in your armor, and it will add up to that, to your base health basically. So if you have 50 hearts as a base health, you will have 55 when you have one armor piece with reinforced one. Niklas, you can't actually apply as a moderator. You can as helper though, but those applications are closed currently because we already have quite some helpers, and well, we don't want to overflow with helpers. The beta, you don't have to actually apply for beta testing. Well, everyone can just join, so it will be an open beta. The open beta will start the 15th, I think, unless it changes. But yeah. Is a 1v1. Yes, we will be implementing faction wars. Currently we don't have it because on the map on the forums you can see what update you will bring each, well, let's say what features we bring each update. And free for all will be a part of that. Can you make EXP toggle a thing? Basically the idea that you have of all the XP you gather gets put into XP vaults, so still a point of grinding. Oh. Well, we probably won't be making it so that you can actually put your XP into the bottle, but if you complete bounties and stuff, you will get XP bottles instead of just the experience, so you can actually sell those bottles, but you'll probably be implementing another way to make, let's say, to get higher XP bottles than level 500 XP or so. Yeah, we already have quite some German people, so no worries about that. Yes, factions will be implemented during the beta, so faction plots, raiding and scouting, I think. Maybe we can even still add wars in those 2 weeks. So basically after the beta, it will be 2 weeks. You will just add factions. Well, currently there are factions in the server, but let's wait a second. Yeah, where is he? Yeah.
User was moved to your channel.
Okay. This is our graphical content manager. I will explain what it does a little later. I'm not level 65 because it's too fast to get. Yeah, I'm really busy changing the difficulty of getting actually level 65. I'll probably do it in steps, so it'll really go well. It'll take really long to get to a high level because it'll go up and exponentially. God, but probably anyone else. Oh. Do I still have the models on though? Don't know for sure. I still need to download the one from you, I think. So let's do that real quick. Damn it. It was in Google Drive though, wasn't it?
Yep.
I wonder what mail. One of the thousands. Yeah, I think it's here. Assets. Okay. For the beginning, it'll probably 1F. So, well, we will be happy if we can actually populate a whole server, so that we don't have like 6 servers on FantasyForge where there only are like 1 or 2 active servers. I see no reason why we should add so much servers if we can't populate them. Can you show items? Well, it's basically about the same as on FantasyForge. Well, what can we get? Equipment. Oh yeah, that won't work. What did I type wrong? Yeah. Yeah, we will do F1 first, of course. Making things. Yeah, skill resets will still be viable. Comment is not working fully. I was working on the armor enchantments before the stream, but everything else should be working fine right now. I mean, we can test that the protection and stuff is working, so well, option skills. Maybe let's see what skills you have. 50 strength. Oh. You should wear that. It's better. You can also now access your inventory through your crafting slots. So just so you know.
Yeah.
We'll probably make our own anti-cheat just because, well, it's more advanced, and if there's something wrong with an anti-cheat from someone else, you can't change anything about it. So I'd rather make it my own. Let's go to the PvP thingy. Where is it again? Yeah. Oh no, I changed the cap of every skill to level 50. Just of the purpose being that it will actually further out the skill. Yeah, wait. Actually, can do it like this. So critical chance is 50 also, and you will unlock it at level 25, though it doesn't actually do something at the moment, but it will probably do what the description says. So if you do a critical on someone, you will have double the chance of doing that critical the next time you hit. And we'll be expanding those skills with passive skills. So let's say you reach level 50 in strength, you can have a passive skill you can level further. But I will be adding that probably after the beta somewhere, because, well, we got a lot of feedback that most of you want faction stuff, and I understand that, so we will be focusing on that after the, well, during the beta actually. So first we will fix all the enchantments and combat until the beta is actually open, and then in the beta we will be focusing on factions. You can find the link, or, well, let's say roadmap on the forums, I think, if I can find it at least. Where is it again? No, not here. Oh yeah, this one. I will explain the skills of armor in a second. So this is like our little roadmap we made. So the alpha will be from 12th to the 15th September if we can get everything done by then. So I will be updating when we actually reach that time. So I'll probably make an announcement on the 11th if we will make it or not, and otherwise we will have to shift everything a few days, I guess. So the equipment will be the same, level 7 will be max. The enchantments will be about the same. We currently have renamed some, but got actually changed again when the beta is in. Yeah, the custom gear inventory, though only the combat armor will work. So, oh, that's wrong count. So, yeah. This is the combat armor, this is the cosmetic, and this is then the cosmetic, well, stuff like earrings, necklace and stuff. So only this will be available in the beta, so we can focus on factions more instead of doing this. Because again, that's what most people want, so we'll do that. I will also make it so you can change your armor tree. So if you, let's say, you take off your helmet here, it will also take it off here. Well, after all, it already does that, but I need to make it so if you put it on here, that it actually updates on your inventory. What sword?
Game sword.
Let me see.
Oh, it's fixed.
Yeah, it may be because if you right click it, it will reset the count, well, the timer thing, the charge, I guess. Ah, whatever. Wait a second, just gonna show the map again. So every skill will be to level 50 as it is right now. The abilities will just be like in FantasyForge, only piercing arrow will be 2 times damage, and the super critical will be changed also to an actually working ability. Oh, you can also view other players' skills. Well, I will make a setting thing about that actually, so that you can choose whether other players can view your skills or not. So that you actually can just choose itself whether or not you want other players to see what you have as skills. So this is for staff early sports, to people who have bought a rank before the beta. It's just 3 days for us to see like what works and doesn't, so we can actually make a working combat system in the beta. L, that's really what described there. So then the beta will be 3 days after the alpha. There we will rename the enchantments probably. Maybe change some stuff, add some stuff. Well, I won't be doing that, but somebody else will probably. The war zone will add capture points, so if you join on the beta, there will be capture points so you can level more quickly, and there will be more rewards in the war zone chest. This is for everyone, so everyone can join the beta. You don't have to apply for anything. So this is basically for testing everything so that it really works on a bigger scale. And well, the combat and the equipment is basically the base ID. And then after the beta there will be update 1. It's basically the factions update. The date of that is still unknown, because you might have to shift or lengthen the beta time. So first we'll be implementing faction plots, then we will be implementing faction points, so level system. It depends on whether or not people like that or not, so we'll have a poll. Those points or all levels we need for the faction rating, so we will use kind of points when you rate a faction. Then we'll be adding faction wars, and then maybe the siege, depends really on what the community wants by then. This is also for everyone. This is like the official opening. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that really. If you want to look at it again, you can. Let's see at the questions now. I Raptors. Yeah, so currently I think you can have like 30 or 35% damage reduction if you have level 50 armor. We'll probably be changing some system with the skill points so you can, well, have more skill points now that we have more higher max levels of abilities. Yeah, I will actually remove all the bugs for the release. All the bugs. F4 is for after the release. Yes, so that's why I want to implement a setting for, so that people can actually disable it, so you can see your settings. We will probably make like well, how do I put this? So it will be on false on default, so you can't see any other player's skills unless you change it to true, so that actually other people can view your kills. You can choose it to sell them. Yeah, 35% is just the from the armor. So if you up this to level 50, you will have 35% damage reduction. So that means that you actually still take 65% of the damage the other person does, and that you can increase further by wearing armor with protection and I think it's favor and enlightened. Not sure though. Those have other abilities too. No, nobody can join except staff. Well, I also need to download this, I guess. Resource packs. Please talk English in the YouTube chat, please. Yeah, it's only 3 days, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, 3 days for early donators and staff. No, the resource packs is not for public right now. You can use it when it's actually out. I'm not sure where I put this actually. It's probably not loaded. All sounds, textures. I think it's this one. Not sure though. Yeah, early donators and the staff can join Wiebe. For the alpha and the beta everyone can join. Yeah, it's optional download. If you don't use it, it will probably just be a like a diamond sword for the sword. But we do highly recommend using the resource pack actually. But it's optional, of course. I think it's this one? No. Don't think it's actually working. Jente?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I wanted to ask him what item you put the sword. So this will probably be like a 3D model for the sword of well, the thing you buy with Siege mode. So the chips you earn your Siege mode, you will be able to buy these swords with that. This is basically what Jente does. So he makes these 3D models, and the bow model I can show you also. That's basically what he does all day. And manage the graphical content side, like people who make the banners and the logos for the server and stuff. That's still glitching, I guess. The voting system I do not make myself, I use plugins for that. Though I plan on remaking as much as I can when the updates are actually in the server. So if I implement factions and the equipment is fully built in detail, I will probably be remaking a lot of those plugins so I can add stuff on my own. The stream will probably be going on for another half hour or so. Depends on how many questions there are. Show us how the Warzone regulates system. The Warzone system will be implemented after the beta. So whether it changes, because we currently only have one map. Well, we also have like 2 builders, so we can't expect like divide 4 maps in just a few days. That's not possible. I don't think this map is actually updated though, so I'll probably go on the filter for that in a second. And yeah, there will be a scoreboard that will show you the current Warzone that is active. Currently Jimmy is working on the Warzone plugin. Because it's for after the beta, and I don't want to spend time on that if I need to spend time on actually working on the equipment system. So it still needs some terraforming and stuff. But this is the Warzone for now. It's still a work in progress. So there will probably be like a capture point in here. It's pretty cool, I think. I also have contact with a YouTuber right now. You'll be making a server animation, which will probably come out somewhere after the beta, because making the animation really takes time. So so not much new except the nether stuff, I guess, since the last stream. If there are any. Can you build some on your server where we can test items? Yeah, we already got that suggestion that we make like a server where you can basically get any item and you can just test them or stuff apart from this server. I do use Bungie code, yes. Yeah, like a sandbox server indeed. Dark red and black. I think there were core blocks and stained clay, I think. Actually, equipment. Death Dragons. Right. No, just max that shit out. God damn it. Okay. Ups your skills. Yeah, free access won't be a thing. Like, it's just for testing, really. It's not that you really need like the 3 days. Well, people who do can actually get some stuff early, but it's not like it's really necessary. But there's, well, still a lot of bug fixing to do, really. Like simple things, if you right click, the charge bar disappears. I'm thinking about anything else to show, really. Yeah, well, we implemented some chest, though it's not really like a fixed thing. You'll probably change that also, because it's not based on the Sprouty right now, and we still need to change that. So, yes, I'm glad you killed them really fast. That's probably because of his health, and it's a level 7 Dragon's Breath. Damn it. Guess if not, then everyone is one hit. There's protection on here. It's just not always displaying first. Like, yes, Yanda just does so much damage because of his skills now are perked. If you raise your level with the plugin and then get it down again and reach it again, you get more skill points than you actually can. Though that won't be a thing in the actual server, of course. With the flag for hiding it, it's pretty annoying. Well, it's because it actually is a custom enchantment protection also. It's not like I removed it. Yeah, that's just for testing the keep inventory. I'll be doing coding streams, like coding while answering questions. Well, I could do that probably. Well, I think it's better to not make streams about that and more videos. But I could definitely make like coding videos, I guess. I just didn't think there were like actual people who are interested in that. Magic Bow 7. Yes, I can. I hope they still work now with the recode. My arrow. Yeah, don't expect the items to be the same. Like, even though we remade the stuff from FantasyForge, it doesn't mean it actually has the same balance as it has on FantasyForge. So some items might be more, well, better, I guess, than on FantasyForge. Well, that's not nice.
I want some arrows too.
We also still need to fine-tune the enchantments, like the duration of stuff. That's basically what I'm doing right now, working enchantments and making sure that that works. I think the damage is bugging. Do full charge. Wait, what are your skills, by the way? Yeah, 50, that should be a lot more. It's probably bugged. Like, that's because of the recode we did this week, so everything is more clear when I make it, but some stuff I still need to change because it's actually still based on the previous version of the plugin. I'll make sure there are no duplicate glitches. That's basically what the alpha and beta are for also, just to make sure we don't end up with all these glitches and stuff. Man, I'm bad at PP. Oh. So anyone have any other questions, like maybe suggestions? I'll be happy to answer them now. I can give you direct answers, so you don't have to wait that long on the forums. Well, if they don't, and they hide it, they will have an IP ban. So I'm really serious about glitching. If you abuse it, you'll just be IP banned, and there will be no way of joining ever again. And if you, well, if you hack, let's say, you will also be perm banned, but you will actually have a chance to fill in a ban appeal after, like, say, a few months, and you can actually get on the server again on that account. And after the second time you get banned for hacking, you will be IP banned. As we know, Apollo doesn't coding now, but yes, custom items so that you make it so custom items can be created. Yeah, the custom items can be created through configs, like everything that needs to be set up, like plugins we currently use. That's basically what PolarCrafter does, and also I would need to configure my own plugins to create the custom items. That's also what PolarCrafter does, basically. These do lower bleed, more protection, like you tank more. Yeah, I was still changing some things about bleed, but currently I'm running it well, async from the main thread, so that means, like, if I do something in plugins, you basically, if you break a block, let's say, I'm building a house or something and I'm placing blocks. If something in my plugins happens, you place block, something fires in my plugin, but I have to wait like 2 seconds to apply bleed, and it would take 2 seconds to place this block for the server to register it, let's say. So basically that means that I can do stuff that is outside of the main thread. It's just way hard to program that, but that's actually why I have been recoding this stuff, because I'm using the same system for the levels and the skills and stuff, so that the server doesn't get blocked up as well. I can't explain it much easier. The server doesn't get as blocked up as it would with normal plugins. What's this? Not really, I guess. By the way, this MMORPG will be great defense or something. Well, it's not really related, except I'm thinking about maybe putting in the item system in the MMORPG. Well, that's still a future thing, of course, because if this doesn't work out, well, then I will probably may or not be making the MMORPG, so it really depends on how successful this will be. But yeah, it will be like a separate thing, so all the things that I couldn't make in here, what people didn't like about the overwhelming features, I guess, I will be adding in the MMORPG, so that you really have an advanced system of combat and that is more focused on that. Life still relative to max health. At the moment it's very overpowered around. I already think it's based on the max health, if I'm not mistaken. Is there anything I still need to do? Yeah, a normal pitforge to this, but I don't know for sure if I actually change it or not. I do think I was planning on making it based on the max health instead of just being fixed amount of health. But can't you make it? Well, that's exactly the thing where I use bungee code for it. It's more efficient because if you would be making separate roles, everything would be run on one thread, so it actually won't be useful if you don't use bungee cord for using multiple servers, because if you have those two servers will run on the same thread, and then it's, well, the idea of having multiple Fs will be useful because it will still lag. That's probably why FantasyForge also decided to make multiple Fs, so that the server doesn't lag as much. There will also be rewards for logging in daily and stuff like that, so we will try to reward you for being online and actually being involved in the community. I'll also try to make like streams like every weekend or so. Well, I'll try at least, where I discuss these kind of things, and also explain how the plugins work and what we have done each week, so that you can kind of follow what we have been doing. Like, I've been working for this like 24/7 outside of my work time, because I still had to work this week, so I personally think I did quite much. If I think that I still had to work like every day. You know, you do know you can set that in the settings. How many threads it's using? Well, you can, but again, all the main things like block placing, block breaking, all that kind of stuff. Also combat, which is really important, is all run on one thread. You can't actually split that up, because then the timings would screw up and it actually won't make a difference. But if you actually make use of async programming, or let's say just using multiple threads, then you actually make use of those threads you set in those bad files. But I try to make as much as I can in async mode. Also, if you join the server, I won't be going much further into detail, also because, well, that's basically the system that FantasyForge doesn't have, that I made this week, that I don't want to share, because, well, it's really important for me that I keep that so that I can publish the server and I don't get screwed over. And I did relax this week a little more, because I wrecked a little harsh this week. Also because it's, well, it's kind of in my nature to, I'm quite stubborn. And well, this week wasn't easy if you get too much feedback on how you should do things, so I apologize again for that. Well, Giblet, I'm not sure if you will actually implement bosses. That really depends on the poll we still have to do in the forums, because I'm not sure if people actually want that in the server. Otherwise, I will be focusing on that part more on the MMORPG server. So that's actually why we also decided to create 2 servers instead of 1, so we can have this server like more like a FantasyForge server, but with some extra features that just makes it more fun, but doesn't totally change the idea of the server. So this is really based on the factions and PvPing, and not so much on PvE. And the MMORPG will be more like PvE and also PvP, but it will be more like both and more focused on the PvE side, so that we actually have like 2 different game modes that people are willing to play. More like a Minecraft thing, I would say. But like the health range will probably still need to be tested, like somewhere between 100k health and 200, let's say. So I think you can do a maximum of about 30, no, with strength and stuff, it's maybe like 50 damage. If you really set yourself of it and grind those skills, you can probably get 50 damage on a boss, I guess. I'll make sure that the players have some of the sort of items. They will probably get like, well, let's say, not gonna say unlimited, but like almost unlimited PV1 access, just for this until it's finished, or maybe like a full e-chest or something like that, so that they can store the stuff somewhere. Yeah, the MMORPG will like have quests and yeah, keep inventory also. The stuff will be fully custom, though I do really like the equipment system from FantasyForge, so it may be that we will be implementing this system also in the MMORPG, but just with like a lot of different enchantments and also different items basically. And it will have, well, I would like to call it guilds, the factions on the MMORPG. So you will actually be able to create like some kind of guild where you can get benefits of working together, but not so much of the raiding and plots and stuff. So it will be more cosmetic than on air. I did not finish Novice. Well, we'll probably rename it also. We have been thinking about what we will wanted to do about this, so I even couldn't work on it just because we weren't sure how to make it, but we're pretty sure we know how to now. And this will probably be done in the few days that are coming. Though the crystal system still works, so it actually gets prints normally, I guess. Crystal. Yeah, should still work at least. But then you'll probably be teleported to somewhere, and more than that I won't tell. Because, well, it would be nice if our ID stays like a surprise for when you join. But we're really busy also with like the community part of the server now, so that we actually start promoting our server. I'm also working with the animator right now, which I will be releasing more information if the trailer is almost done. I can't actually say anything more than that, only than that I'm working on it. So, what do you have troubles with? Probably finishing the enchantments will be taking up the most time, I guess, because that really needs to have like this fine tuning before we release it. Just the small stuff like the shops and stuff like that will be done by Polar Crafter and not Silver. Well, I don't actually know how to pronounce that name yet. Whatever. But they will be working on the shops and stuff like that. Yeah, you could say it looks like a cool looking trash can. You're doing them. Okay. So do you guys have any other questions, or do I close the stream here? Peaceful drops. Peaceful drops full inventory except for all weapons and armor. I'm not really sure we plan on doing that. Probably more like a keep inventory system. Well, it's more about upgrading your stuff, and I think it's for MMORPG you can't actually do stuff. That's more fun. And this is more like the PvP side where you actually can gain stuff by killing other players. I will send it on Discord, Nicholas. There may be a way to lose your stuff, but I'm not sure though. Maybe like a challenge where you have to kill a boss and you have actually the possibility of losing your stuff. Like if you die too much you will also lose your stuff, but not... it is actually focused more on upgrading your stuff and really focusing on that instead of just going over skills. Yeah, so the MMORPG will really be a grinding game, you could say. And professions may be a thing. I already made classes. Maybe I will make like a... well, let's call it a preview stream of the game mode, the MMORPG I already made. But I'm not sure if I will do that because, well, it's still in the future and I don't want to focus too much on that. There will be a way to fail in the MMORPG, just not only by losing all your stuff. So you may also lose like a really big amount of money you have or something like that. So, any questions left? Alright, if you enjoyed the stream, please subscribe and leave a like so that you can follow up our new streams and our new updates. I will be seeing you guys next time. Bye bye.